What is going on, everybody?
Hello.
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to the Greatest Journey 2. Where we left off.
I don't know what that was.
It's fine. We finished the case.
Yeah.
We figured out the truth of what happened on that day with the device and all the mysterious stuff, Dobin bows, and it
Never could
turned
have
out,
guessed that.
Yeah, turned out it was Sith all along. She then stabbed that man through the heart, and she's to blame.
Oh my god.
She gives love a bad name.
Why?
But now we're gonna get to the pretty much the end of this and see what the implications of this mean for us.
Yeah.
And that's how that long trial finally came to an end.
It was a very long trial.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even know how many parts it was, but
There was a lot, dude. With this one, it was a lot. I think it was like 20 parts.
Sherlock,
Bailey,
where are
down in the
you?
lobby.
You're not sure.
Dr. Dumbo, you're finally free.
My sincerest congratulations, Dr. Jobinbo.
No. I miss Naruto. I miss Susato. Honestly, truly. A big huge thing for me. What can I even do to pay for this?
Money.
I'm just glad you've proved that you were only the unwilling pawn in this whole incident. This one will be perfect if only I had received that grant. Oh, I'd pay you full and give you 10 times more. It's okay. We're exchange students after all. We don't get money. We're poor.
Please don't worry about any of that.
Oh. Aha! In that case, how about this? I'll use you to my thesis in commemoration.
Why does it look like a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
I know, right? Well, thank you. If it's just in commemoration, there's probably no harm.
By the way, Dr. Jobinbo, what do you intend to do now?
Oh, that's a good question. After all, my theory was blown in itty-bitty pieces in that massive explosion.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since I was last in London. I may as well take time seeing the sights. I'll wander around the World's Fair and have a think about what I'll be doing next.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful idea. And
No, you can't do that.
nope.
No, you can't do that.
Oh, wow. Whoa, whoa.
Okay. Hello,
Damn.
Prosecutor Van Zieks, what are you doing here?
I had a feeling he'd show up.
Derek. I'm so sorry, but I didn't mean to put you through so much. Well, I can't really deny that I was absolutely terrified the whole time. Especially when you were growling at me like some wild beast. You are one of the few friends I have. I couldn't let any other prosecutor take on this trial. No any other defense attorney at that.
Oh, wow.
Hey, what was that? About defense attorneys? Me? I always believed you had my best interest at heart throughout this whole ordeal. Oh, I know. Now that I'm here, how about you give me a tour of London? We haven't spoken since graduation. There's tons to catch up on. Listen to me, Ben. You'll be released from prison a few days from now. When that happens,
Leave London.
you need to get yourself to the port of Dover immediately.
Yeah.
Be assured that I'll go with you. What? You'll be on the first boat straight to Germany. I've already procured a passport and ticket.
Oh, dang.
Whoa, slow down a second. This is my only chance to visit the World's Fair. I can't... Absolutely not. Forget about any sightseeing plans you had.
He wants to get him to safety.
What? You know, sometimes I start to doubt our friendship. Prosecutor Van Zieks. Is something wrong? This is awfully sudden. There's something that must be done.
I think I understand what's going on here.
You do?
I heard from Iris that when you went to visit Lord Van Zieks in his office 2 days ago, he asked about how Soseki was doing.
Yeah, I remember that. It made me wonder if he's actually nice after all.
The important part is that Soseki is still alive, even though a whole 6 months have passed since he stood in the Reaper's court.
Oh, so then the Grim Reaper's scythe can't reach anyone overseas? The Reaper kills his targets a very few days to a few months after they are released. That has been a fixed pattern so far.
Except neither Soseki nor Gina follow that pattern. They were truly innocent.
That is correct. If one is truly innocent, death will not greet them. Perhaps that is a rule he abides by. Regardless, Ben is my best friend. I will do everything in my power to keep him safe.
So this is precautions.
Barrick! He must leave Britain right away, just as the mustachioed Jap did. That is why I'm sending him back to Germany immediately. Prosecutor Van Zieks? Why does it sound like he's treating his best friend like an unwanted package?
So this is what you were planning to do the whole time?
Sometimes I really struggle to understand this man. I used to know him as the Grim Reaper who ruthlessly hunts down defendants, but now...
He's had character development.
Let's go, Ben. We need to get you back to the jail. Yes, okay. Mr. Naruto, I hope to see you again someday. Thank you so much for all you've done. I hope the same, Dr. Dumbo. Despite the circumstances, I'm glad we met.
Please take care of yourself, Dr. Dobinbo.
When everything settles down, come visit me in Germany. Now, if you'll excuse me. Bye.
He vanished.
One more thing, Japanese boy. Sit, sir. I thought you'd already left.
Nope.
I have something I wish to discuss with you. May I have a moment?
Oh?
Huh? You want to speak with me? I'll be back inside the Crown Court in around 10 minutes.
Huh?
What? What in the world?
Huh?
He didn't seem as gloomy as usual.
No, he didn't. What?
Are we going back in court? What do you... Barrick Van Zieks.
I guess that's what he wants to
This
talk
is what he
about.
have with someone like me. In any case, I suppose we should make our way to the courtroom.
He just wants to talk there, I guess. But why?
Barrick?
Buddy?
What's going on? What are you doing to us? It's loading an awful lot. Okay. Well, Bailey. Crown Court.
Ooh.
Did he get the key? Are you satisfied with having saved the life of a single naive scientist? Yes, I am. I'm incredibly relieved that I managed to convince everyone of my client's innocence. I must ask, why do you think I despise the Japanese as much as I do? Fuck, wasn't ready for that one. At first I thought you just didn't like me very much. I was used as a exchange student who just came from some small eastern island called Japan. But now I don't think that's the case. You know more about the Japanese people than you let on. There must be something which made you hate us this much.
Was my theory right?
Are you willing to tell us what it was, Prosecutor Van Zieks? The Professor.
Was my theory right?
I never imagined I would hear that name in this court ever again.
He was the man who took the life of your older brother, wasn't he?
My brother Klimp Van Zieks. 16 years ago, I was but a young boy in my teenage years. At the time, my brother was already a key player in British law as the chief prosecutor. Klimp Van Zieks was my idol. He was my guiding light, the man I aspired to be one day.
So it was like, oh.
He worked as hard as he could to make an international system of law. Arranging exchanges with other countries was his way of increasing our knowledge and insight. In those days, one exchange involved your homeland. 3 students sent from Japan to Britain.
Ah! If that was 16 years ago, then could one of those students have been my father?
The forensics pathologist, Dr. Mikotoba. I remember him well.
You do?
Still a young boy, I was working as an apprentice at the prosecutor's office. But one day my brother introduced me to 3 exchange students from Japan.
He did? So that means you and my father.
They were polite and level-headed, meticulous with their work and exceedingly precise. I bore witness to the Japanese spirit as a young boy and it left a very strong impression on me. And then 6 years later, the killings began. The death toll rose as the investigations met with little success, failing to isolate a suspect. Though the killings finally came to an end, it came at the cost of my brother's life. I am truly sorry to hear that. My brother was willing to give up his life in fighting for a just cause. Perhaps he wanted to die in one last valiant effort against a murderer. But at the time, I could only feel myself drowning in a mire of pure despair. When the true identity of that killer came to light, we had finally solved the mystery of why it took so long to catch the professor. He was always hiding in our blind spot. How so? 10 years ago, the relationship between the British Empire and the Empire of Japan was in a delicate spot. Is that because of ongoing negotiations over the new treaty? Exactly so. The recently formed Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Commerce and Navigation. Leaders of both countries were still in the midst of intense political negotiations. And that is precisely why the trial over the killings had to be carried out in secret. If the true identity of the professor was made known to the citizens of the British Empire, there would be no hope for an alliance. It would instead raise the risk of an all-out war. What? A war between Japan and Britain?
No, does that mean the professor was... Was my theory right? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
真理が終わった時、時が来た。そう思った。
Oh. Can I say that out? The second this trial ended, I knew the time had finally come.
貴公たちがこの恐るべき殺人鬼と対面する時が。
Time for the both of you to come face to face with this frightening serial killer.
あの老人形の館の主人から仮面の鍵を借り受けた。
I borrowed the key to the mask of the proprietress of that wax museum.
その目でしかと確かめるがいい。10年前の真実。
Oh god. Don't turn the key yet. Bear witness to the truth of 10 years ago with your own eyes.
Was my theory right?
I mean, if it's this dramatic, it has to be someone we recognize, but...
They're like, hold up.
This is the professor's true identity.
その通り。
Indeed. I never once imagined this was the reason it was kept secret. Oh boy, that's the trickle behind one of the most horrific cases in British history. Was a Japanese man.
Hold on a moment. His face. It feels so familiar to me somehow. Oh. Okay.
Did you get your memories back in this very moment? Did you see a face and it just brought everything back? What is this, Persona?
I called it. Wait. What? What? Called it.
僕の親友麻生木和馬1年の時は全ての記憶を取り戻して
He looks dope in that outfit.
It's just like... Oh, okay, that was really quick to understand that. Partner?
Oh, partner.
Partner.
Oh.
Partner.
Oh.
Partner. It's been so long.
Oh, baby.
My friend.
Oh. Kazuma! Save it.
His voice. Yeah, it was similar to the Edgeworld
Yeah.
stance. Okay. You've been working so hard for such a long time. Allow me to thank you.
Yeah, that was it.
Thank you for leading my friend here in my place.
I forgot how good looking he is. Oh no. Kazuma-san! He looks different without the headband.
Yeah.
He looks better without the headband, honestly. Aww.
やっぱり生きていたんだな、ハサギ。
I knew you were alive, partner.
Ah.
Partner.
貴様にも礼を言わねばならない。
I must express thanks to you as well.
何しろ、そいつを守ってくれたのだからな。
After all, you protected him from me. Huh? Oh!
This.
アソーギの家に代々伝わる名刀、カルマ。
That's right.
I forgot it was named Karma.
Yeah.
日本を出発するとき、あいつが身に帯びていた。
Zep, you're my
日本
legend.
人の魂であり、いつもそばに置い
You
て
want
お
to
く
keep a sign of the Japanese spirit on him at all times.
そして、
But then, after that incident occurred,
僕はスサトさんからこの刀を託された。
Susadon entrusted your sword to
お
me,
前が残した。
together with the will you left behind.
こいつがあると、いつもお前が見守ってくれている気がしていた。
It always felt like you were watching over me when I had Karma by my side. I finally made it, Father.
父上、
Father?
まさか、
Wait,
お前、
You
知ってい
mean-
たのか。
you knew about this?
その面影、
Family resemblance is so obvious now,
と
but
ても
I
信
can't
じられない
believe it.
殺人鬼の正体が
Who would have thought the
麻生
professor
カズマの父だったなんて。
was really Kazuma Asogi's father?
Did not see that coming.
Not quite.
You gonna chop his head off?
That would be fitting. Or in half, or... Oh boy. Holy shit, that blade was sharp, dog.
Dang.
I had that on me this whole time.
カズマ様。
Kazuma.
なるほど。
Yes?
貴様と積もる話はあるが、今はその時ではない。
Okay.
また会おう。
Okay. What do you mean, like, tomorrow for lunch we can go meet Sherlock? Together? Oh, okay, bye. Where are you
He
going?
just left.
麻生木カズマは僕たちを残して
Kazuma
Huh.
Asogi turned his back on us.
法廷から出て行った。
And left the courtroom. What does Van Zeke have to say about any of this?
He's
Is
just
he
there.
he's just like, oh, hey. So that was the orphan child of the man who stole my brother's life. Yeah, Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Yeah, it's not hard to explain on that one. When Lord Vortex brought him to me 3 months ago, I had some sort of an intuition. I felt as though I already knew who that person was. Why on earth would Lord Vortex make a Sogi who lost all of his memories into a disciple? Even if the verdict has been handed down and an execution carried out, this case is not over. That's what this means. That's all I wanted to say. You have my thanks for coming and listening as I asked.
You learned
Bye.
teleportation.
Holy shit, how'd you do that? Get Ben back here!
Everyone seems to know how to do that. No, 10 years ago, my grandmother took me to the railway station. It was so we could welcome back Father, who had just returned home. To me. That was the first time laying eyes on my father.
Susa looked down with deep sorrow in her eyes and quietly began to narrate a distant memory.
One day, after I had finally grown accustomed to living with my father, he summoned me to his study. He told me that, whilst in London, he had lost one of his dearest friends to illness. And that friend had a child. That child was a boy, older than me by 7 years. And in order to fulfill a promise he had made to his late father, the boy had been studying to become a defense attorney. As for me, I worked to qualify as a legal assistant with the goal of aiding him to fulfill said promise. I almost said jail. You must have realized it by now.
I realized something.
The name of this boy, it was Kazuma Asogi.
Yeah.
That is the story of how Kazuma and I first met.
There's a lot more going on here.
Uh-huh.
親友は束の間僕たちの前に姿を現して再び消えた。
A person appeared before us, only vanished once more.
そしてその瞬間、止まっていた時は
At the moment, it was like time was once again moving
巨
forward.
大な運命の車
That
輪が回
moment,
り始める。
I could hear the wheel of fate grinding on its axle.
それは確かに
Without a doubt, it signified the start of one
何かが
thing
終わる
and the end of something else. Is that the end? I believe that's the end. The end. So,
Whew.
I have an idea.
What?
I don't know if you've got the same thing.
I mean, I was sus of Dr. Mikotoba
Twisted Karma and his last bow.
Bow, I think.
Last bow. Fuck. I hate English so much. I'm gonna save quick, but I think you're still right.
Really?
I think that because with the age of Susato, she should never have recognized the face. She never even met her father at that point.
Mm.
She only met, her dad when he came back from his trip,
Yeah.
which meant that she should have never recognized the face of Cosmo's father because she would never met him.
That's true.
But that's because I think Cosmo's father and Susato's father are the same person, being Professor Mikotoba.
Wait, what?
Professor Mikotoba is the father of Kazuma Asogi
Why are you...
and is
what?
also the father of Susato. That's the only way Susato could have recognized that face, as if the person who was the wax figure was her father. Because she would have never recognized that face because she would never met.
But why
Kazuma's father.
why does Asogi have to be
Because
related?
If Susato recognized the face of the professor, that can only be Professor Mikotoba, who is her father.
Uh-huh.
But Kazuma is saying that the professor is his father. You see what I'm saying, right?
I guess.
You're not acting like it.
Well, no, I do, but I'm just like
That's the only way that can make sense because they made
trying
a
to
very
wrap my head around what you're saying.
they made a specific point of Susato saying she recognized the face.
I get what you're saying. I'm just processing. So you're saying they're siblings?
Yes.
Huh. What is it with Ace Attorney and siblings not knowing they're siblings?
That's a classic trope. And you know what? I could be wrong. And I can't wait to be proven wrong when this comes out on the PC, Switch, and PlayStation 4 and 5 on July 17th, 2021,
But
when the
what
series
if-
continues.
But what if
Yes?
What if Scarlet Study has the next one done before then?
Seeing as how it took them a year to do this one, I don't think that's going to be a thing.
Took them
And
a
also-
year to do this last one?
Yes, it was only a year until this had come out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I don't think it'll be guessing. I think we talked anyways about it before, about how
Yeah.
one of their main goals was getting it localized. Now that's being a thing that, that's just that there's not really
As much
much
as we
reason for them to
want
keep it
to-
going.
quote unquote support Scarlet Study, like it.
Well, I mean, they can still keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
If they do it, they're probably going to go with the mobile
That's
versions
true.
because those
I don't know if they'll
aren't
keep-
touched.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll keep translating because there's not much point, right? Unless it's just
It would only
out of
come
love.
out of just love
for
of
the series.
out of trying to keep the most purest experience of the Japanese form. That could be the thing they go for.
Yeah.
Because, Herlock Sholmes, a yuck.
No.
So for the purity of the series, to try and do it in the most accurate way that Capcom can't legally do in the US, they could do that.
Yeah.
But that they're also non-profit people doing this for fun in their free time, which is why it takes so long in the first place. So
It's funny. Fun fact. There was a fan art that I saw that just had Sherlock changing his name so cleverly to Herlock Sholmes and showing the business card to Ryu and be like, "I'm going undercover."
God damn
and he's
it.
just looking at it like, "What?"
Of course. And on that
So
note,
that's a good way to think of it.
Exactly. On that note, we're going to leave you all off here, and we're going to join you in the next adventure.
I'll still call him Sherlock though.
We've already had the gentleman's agreement that when we started,
yep.
he will still be Sherlock. I am
Yes.
not going to say Herlock for the life of me. Please, dear God, do not make me do that.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.